Why 95% of AI pilots fail. The brutal truth about corporate AI adoption. Part 1. The graveyard of proofs of concept. Last time we talked about why 70% of digital transformations fail. We dissected Kodak, Nokia, and the ivory tower disconnect. But today, we will talk about the pre-game failure. The failure that happens before you even get to transformation. We're talking about the AI pilot graveyard. You have seen the stats. Gartner says only 54% of AI projects make it from pilot to production. But here's the number that should terrify you. According to recent studies, up to 95% of AI proofs of concept never deliver tangible business value. 95%. That's not a failure rate. That's a filtration system designed by corporate dysfunction. Why? Is the AI broken? Is the data bad? No. The problem is that most companies are running AI pilots like they're science fair projects, not business initiatives. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why your AI pilot is probably already doomed, and more importantly, how to join the 5% exclusive club that actually turns experiments into enterprise value. Part 2. The 4 Horsemen of AI Pilot Failure. After analyzing hundreds of failed AI initiatives across industries, a clear pattern emerges. There are 4 distinct failure modes. Let's walk through each one, and I would like you to mentally check whether any of this sounds familiar. Failure mode number 1. The solution looking for a problem. The hammer. This is the most common failure. It starts in a room full of brilliant data scientists who say, "Look what this model can do," and ends with a business leader asking, "But what do I do with this?" A classic example. A major insurance company spent 18 months and $4 million building a sophisticated NLP model to analyze claims adjuster notes. The model was technically beautiful, 97% accuracy in sentiment analysis. They presented it to the claims leadership team. The response? Silence. Then the VP of claims said, "This is fascinating, but I already know adjusters are frustrated. What I need to know is whether this claimant is likely to sue me in the next 72 hours. The data team had built a model that answered a question no one was asking. They started with the technology and worked backward to a problem. That's the hammer approach. When all you have is a neural network, everything looks like a classification problem. The fix. Every AI pilot must start with a business problem statement written by the business owner, not the data scientist. The statement should be, "We currently lose X dollars per year due to Y problem. We believe AI can reduce this by Z% by enabling A, B, and C." If you can't write that sentence, don't write a single line of code. Failure mode. Number 2. The data sandcastle, infrastructure naivety. This is the failure that follows the pilot's success. You built a beautiful model in a Jupyter notebook. It works perfectly on the clean, static CSV file the intern curated for you. The POC presentation gets a standing ovation. Then someone says the 6 most dangerous words in AI. Now let's put it in production. According to research on MLOps failures, 90% of the work in AI is not in the model. It's in the plumbing. The data feed that was clean in the pilot is messy and real-time in production. The API that worked yesterday is down today. The model that was accurate last month is now drifting because customer behavior has changed and no one has set up monitoring. The pilot was built on a data sandcastle. It looked solid during low tide, the controlled experiment. But the moment the tide of real-world complexity came in, it washed away. The fix. The pilot team must include MLOps engineering from day one. The success criteria for the pilot shouldn't be limited to model accuracy. It should be model accuracy with automated retraining pipelines and data validation checks deployed in a staging environment. If you don't build the plumbing while you build the house, you're just building an expensive water feature. Failure mode. Number 3, the human rejection, the ghost town. This is the cultural failure we touched on in the last video, but AI amplifies it because it threatens identity. We saw this at a large hospital system that deployed an AI-powered length of stay prediction tool. The model was accurate. It could predict which patients were likely to stay longer, allowing care teams to intervene early. Adoption rates after 6 months? Single digits. Why? The system was presented to doctors as a replacement for judgment rather than an augmentation of expertise. One physician said, "I went to medical school for 12 years. I'm not letting a black box tell me my patient isn't ready to go home." The AI team built a ghost town, a beautiful piece of technology that no one visits. They forgot that AI doesn't just process data. It interacts with human ego, fear, and professional identity. The fix. This requires change management by design. Before you train the model, train the users on why this helps them do their job better, not faster. Frame it as a second opinion, not a replacement. Identify and empower clinical champions, or whatever the equivalent is in your industry, who will advocate for the tool because they genuinely believe it makes them better at their craft. Failure mode, number 4. The compliance cage, regulatory paralysis. This is the most frustrating failure mode because it's often invisible until it's too late. The pilot works, the business case is solid, the infrastructure is ready, and then legal and compliance get involved. Suddenly you're in meetings about algorithmic bias audits, explainability requirements, data residency, and model risk management frameworks. Months go by. The pilot's momentum dies. The budget gets reallocated. The team disbands. This isn't a condemnation of legal and compliance. They're doing their job. The failure is that they were brought in at the end of the process rather than the beginning. The pilot was designed without considering the regulatory constraints of the production environment. The fix: shift compliance left. Invite legal, risk, and compliance to the pilot kickoff meeting. Ask them, what documentation, monitoring, and explainability features do you need to see to approve this for production in 12 months? Could you build those features into the pilot roadmap? It's slower up front, but it's the difference between a project that launches and a project that dies in committee. Part 3. The 5% Playbook: How Winners Actually Win. So we've identified the 4 ways to die. Now, what do the 5% of successful AI initiatives do differently? It's not magic, it's discipline. Let me give you the 5% Playbook, a framework used by the organizations that are extracting value from AI. Principle 1. Start with the value wedge. Don't try to solve the entire business problem with AI. Find a narrow, painful, measurable wedge. Case in point, a logistics company didn't try to optimize the entire supply chain with AI. They asked, what's the single most expensive manual task in our dispatch center? The answer: manually matching last-minute truck breakdowns with available replacement drivers. It took dispatchers 45 minutes per incident, and there were hundreds per week. They built an AI model that only suggested the 3 best-fit drivers for a broken-down truck. That's it. No grand vision. No digital twin of the supply chain, just a wedge. Result: $2.3 million in operational savings in year 1. The pilot was so obviously valuable that the business demanded it be scaled. Principle 2. Define the minimum viable prediction. In the 5% Club, they understand that speed of learning beats perfection of modeling. Instead of asking, how accurate can we make this model? They ask, what is the minimum accuracy threshold required to deliver business value? If a model that is 80% accurate can save $500,000 this quarter, ship it. You can improve the model in production with real-world feedback. The organization that waits for 95% accuracy loses the learning opportunity, the budget, and the political capital. Principle 3. Design the human-in-the-loop workflow. First, this is the secret weapon. Before you write any code, draw the workflow diagram of how a human will use the AI's output. Does the AI suggest, and does a human approve it? Does it flag anomalies for review? Does it automate a task with human oversight? A successful AI pilot has a UX designer on the team from day one. They design the interaction, not just the interface. They answer the question, what does the person do when the AI is right? And more importantly, what do they do when the AI is wrong? Principle 4. Kill pilots faster. This sounds counterintuitive, but the 5% club has a higher pilot kill rate than the 95% group. The difference is the speed of decision. The 95% group lets pilots drag on for months, consuming resources and hope, until they die a slow, irrelevance-induced death. The 5% group sets hard stop criteria at the 90-day mark. If the pilot hasn't demonstrated clear value, met its minimum viable prediction threshold, or secured a production path, it is killed immediately. Resources are redeployed to the next wedge. This isn't failure, it's portfolio management. Part 4. Your first 90-day action plan. If you're sitting there thinking, okay, I've got 3 AI pilots running right now, and I'm pretty sure 2 of them are sandcastles, here's your 90-day triage plan. Day 1 to 7, the business problem audit. Pull the pilot team together. Ask one question. If the answer is vague or involves the phrase insights or visibility, you have a hammer problem. Reframe or kill. Day 8 to 30, the production readiness assessment. Could you walk through the data pipeline, please? From source to model to user. Could you identify every single manual step or hard-coded file path? If there are more than 3, you're in the sandcastle. Stop feature development and build the plumbing. Day 31 to 60, the user empathy sprint. Interview 5 actual end users of the AI system. Don't ask, do you like the model? Ask, what's the hardest part of your job? And does this make that part easier or just different? Listen for identity threat. Day 61 to 90, the compliance integration. Schedule a model risk review with legal and compliance. Get the list of requirements for production deployment now, not later. Here's an uncomfortable truth that most AI consultants won't tell you. AI is not a technology problem anymore. It's an organizational design problem. The tools are mature. The cloud infrastructure exists. The talent is available. The reason 95% of pilots fail is not that the AI isn't smart enough. It's because the organization isn't ready to change how it works. The 5% who win aren't the ones with the best algorithms. They're the ones with the best discipline to start with value, build for production, design for humans, and kill what isn't working. Here's my challenge to you. Take one AI pilot currently running in your organization. Apply the 4-question audit from this video. Be brutally honest. If it's a hammer, a sandcastle, a ghost town, or a cage, do something about it this week. Because the cost of a failed AI pilot isn't just the money you spent building it, it's the political capital, the organizational trust, and the future opportunities you're burning while you pretend it will work. If this video saved you from a year-long trip to the AI pilot graveyard, hit that like button. And if you haven't watched the first video in this series on the classic digital transformation failures that set the stage for these AI failures, it's linked right here. Subscribe for more honest, no-hype analysis of what's happening in the business and tech space. Thank you for watching.